Good evening and welcome to Channel 39 News. I'm Alex Sparsis.
And I'm Tyler Bola, and we have a developing story straight out of the University of Missouri.
For a long time, across the United States colleges, campuses have been battling discrimination.
Yes, Alex. In fact, in November 2015, things got really carried away at the University of Missouri.
In a recently published article titled "What Happens in Missouri Puts the Nation on Notice," I found that the events at the university led a university leader to resign, and many other universities in the nation to open their eyes. Students took over buildings and participated in organized campus strikes to change American higher education. A perfect example of student activists who were ready to be heard.
The events that unfolded at Mizzou led media outlets, both locally and nationally, to chomp at the bit over coverage of this issue. Framing theory portrays how the audience interprets the message being received, and this story fits perfectly with this theory. In fact, at the University of Missouri, progress has been made as the campus has incorporated a new course focused on diversity and the inclusion on campus, which will be a requirement for all students at Mizzou. I argue that all universities should have a diversity course requirement on their college campus.
Yes. Now let's go to Alyssa, who is currently at the University of Missouri, talking to students and staff members about this course and the changes made on their campus. What events led this university to implementing the course?
Well, anybody who's ever taken a basic entry-level communications course can tell you that the agenda setting theory was a key player in making sure these classes were implemented.
Could you please elaborate on this agenda setting theory?
Yeah, sure. So, you see, the media corporations who own the news outlets covering the protests made the decision that the protests in Columbia, Missouri represented something that the entire country should be thinking about.
Thank you, Alyssa. As you can see, Mizzou has gone above and beyond to ensure that the students are being well trained on diversity issues. All incoming undergraduate students are required to attend an introduction to citizenship at Mizzou and a citizenship approved session.
Actually, we are receiving word that Alyssa has got an exclusive interview with communications specialist Dr. Meisenbach. Let's see how that's going.
Hi there. As you can see, I'm with our local communications specialist who also happens to be a professor at the University of Missouri. Can you explain why you think it's important to make these courses mandatory across all college campuses?
Yes, of course. I feel that these diversity courses could not only help to open the minds of students with little experience with or false perceptions of other cultures, but also make other cultures feel more welcomed and accepted.
Can you talk a little bit about the article published in July of 2013, Understanding the African American Student Experience in Higher Education Through a Relational Dialectics Perspective?
We know relational dialectics to be a way to explore how meaning is made in relationships, particularly through contradiction. In this article, a study was conducted exploring the contradictions of predominantly white universities and its co-cultures in order to understand the experiences of African American students. It found two main dialectics: integration segregation and revelation concealment.
African American culture wants to be a part of and included in university culture, yet they want their own cultural group to remain separate. And relational concealment explains that while they feel university members should be educated on African American culture, they also want to keep their culture protected.
Exactly.
Thank you for tuning in to Channel 39 News at Night. I'm Tyler Bola.
And I'm Alex Sparsis. Have a great night.